So if anyone else needs a copy of that, we're happy to provide that as well. But I think those are the issues standing in the way of us beginning today's adjudication trial, but I'll trust the attorneys to let me know if there's anything else. May I have the names of our participants, please, beginning with our guardian ad litem.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Nicole Underwood, a guardian ad litem for the minor child.
Ms. Sasha Thomas, on behalf of the department.
Brittany Kelly for the department.
Michael Brooks, I represent the father, Mr. Harold Hollis. Harold, state your name.
Oh, Harold Hollis.
Michael McFarland, representing mother. Please identify yourself. Eric, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. Any other comments before we get started from our attorneys?
No, Your Honor.
Very good. Opening statement, if any, Ms. Thomas.
I'll leave opening, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Brooks, any opening statement?
No.
Mr. McFarland?
I will reserve my opening statement.
Ms. Underwood?
No, Your Honor, no opening statement.
Very well. Your first witness, Ms. Thomas.
Yeah, I'll call Mr. Harold Hollis, please.
Okay, Mr. Hollis, come on up to their witness stand.
They have a right to ask. You raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yep.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hollis.
Oh,
Are you doing okay today?
yeah.
Okay. Just for the record, Mr. Hollis, can you please state your full name?
Harold Ray Hollis.
And Mr. Hollis, do you have a child, or what is the child's name that is subject to the petition today?
Melanie Ray Hollis.
And when is her birth date?
12. 12/31 of 22.
I just want to make sure, sir, I'm not trying to trick you. I just want to make sure.
I'm not feeling very well today, and my mind's not working very good today because I can't breathe, first of all. And if you ask me something I can't remember, that's because I can't breathe.
Okay.
Your Honor, forgive me, but I need to interrupt. I've just been advised my client, through his spouse, is having significant heart problems and breathing problems today, which may account for, look, he's very distressed. And if you can even hear him breathing from here. I'm not, Harold, do you mind if I ask him?
No, please, I don't want to continue if he's not well.
Harold, are you up to this?
Yeah.
Harold, if you weren't here for trial, would you be going to the hospital?
Maybe, but I don't, not today, though.
How long have you been experiencing these symptoms?
A long time.
All right. What do you think, Mr. Brooks?
I'm gonna keep going. I just don't remember. I can't remember.
It's his body, Your Honor, his decision. I'm just making the court aware that I can see he's under a lot of stress right now, which may be related to where we're at, may be related to his body rebelling to something. I don't know which.
Well, if we look at a different date for adjudication trial,
Keep going.
got the morning of the 24th, which is
No,
just.
we'll just, he's all right. He's not hospitalized or shit. I'm just saying, because I would know, because I'm always around him, okay? He's
Keep going.
just give him time is what I'm saying to answer questions.
I request that we continue.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Sorry.
He's insisting, his attorney's assisting, so Ms. Thomas, he has his right to attend the trial.
And Mr. Hollis, if at any point in time you need a break, please let me know. Okay? And my questions are not meant to trick you. We're just trying to find the truth for the judge to hear, okay?
Mr. Hollis, you need to respond with.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Okay, and this is a little hard because the facts that the court must consider are the ones that were true at the time we filed the petition, which was way back in June. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. In June, were you living on Sutton Road?
yeah,
Is that in Lenawee County?
yeah.
And can you help me understand, are you and Miss Walker married?
No,
Okay. And is Miss Walker the mother of your child Melanie?
yeah,
Okay. Do you recall in April, CPS coming to your home in mid-April?
yeah. So-
Okay.
Yeah,
What do you recall about them coming? Why were they there?
I don't exactly remember why they were there. I still ain't figured out why they were there.
Okay. At that point in time, did the CPS worker attempt to talk with Miss Walker as well, to the best of your knowledge?
Yeah,
Was she home, do you recall?
no, I don't think so.
Were you willing to work with the CPS worker?
Yeah,
And did you let the CPS worker know where Miss Walker
I
was?
didn't know where she was.
Okay. Was your daughter home with you or was she?
No.
Okay. Do you recall on or about the end of April, Miss Walker filing a PPO against you?
I didn't know nothing about it.
You didn't know that she filed a PPO against you?
Not until they give it to me.
Okay.
I didn't hear that until,
Not until they give it to me.
thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Mr. House, I'm just gonna hand you this packet of documents. Are you able to read?
No, not today.
Not today? Okay.
You can give it to
Okay.
Erica.
I'm gonna, Your Honor, may I read into the record what the document I'm holding is?
Any objections?
No.
No position?
No objection.
Mr. Hollis, I'm holding part of a packet. This is a motion to modify, extend, or terminate a personal protection order. The case number is 24-51632-PP. It was filed in the state of Michigan, 39th Judicial Circuit, Lenawee County. It indicates that the petitioner is Erica Walker, and you are the respondent. And it states that on 4/17, a personal protection order was entered into the court. And the motion states that I am the respondent, and I ask the court to conduct a hearing to terminate the personal protection order. And it states because she is bipolar and she lied, she is to be taking medication for it, and she is not. It is dated 4/30/24 and signed by what I presume is you.
Yeah, I remember doing that. And I was trying to get rid of the thing, so he-
Okay. Did you, are those, what you wrote in that motion, is that accurate?
I don't know for sure now.
Okay, so
What
you're,
was it, what's,
He may not have understood the question.
I can re-ask, thank you. When you wrote this on April 30th, was it true that Ms. Walker was bipolar and she had lied in the PPO?
I don't know if it, I didn't write that actually.
Okay. You
I
know-
didn't write that, my sister wrote it.
Okay,
She forced me, she wanted me to, she's the one that wrote all that, not me.
okay. But you signed it?
Yeah, I just trying to get rid of her, get rid of my sister. I don't want my sister around me no more.
Okay,
So my sister wrote all this.
after you were aware of the PPO
Yeah,
on or about April 30th? And after that, were you still living with Miss Walker?
no. She left.
How long was she gone for?
I don't know, a couple months. I think it was.
Is this PPO still valid?
No. Done.
Harold, you gotta let her ask her questions before you answer.
Oh,
I'll try to be as flexible as possible. I know that you're having a hard time, okay? Do you recall on or about May 13th, you were supposed to go to court for the PPO hearing?
I didn't know about no court May 13th.
Okay. So in your motion that you signed, there's a notice of hearing on page 2 of that. It states that you are notified that a hearing has been scheduled to modify, extend, or terminate the personal protection order issued in this case. Judge Anna Marie Anzalone, date Monday, May 13th, 2024, time 8:30 a.m., location 425 North Main Street, Adair, Michigan, 49221, third floor, or via Zoom. And your signature's below that. You don't recall signing that?
No, I probably signed it, but I didn't think, they don't tend to, I don't even have that paperwork. My sister took that paperwork.
Okay. So you did not go to court on May
I didn't
13th?
I didn't know nothing about going to court.
Okay. So since June, since we filed this, so since June, has this PPO been dropped?
Yeah,
Did you go to court to get that dropped?
yeah.
Okay. And can you tell us what happened that caused the court to drop it? Because I don't have that documentation.
They just said they was dropping it.
So you did not have to provide testimony to the court?
No, I didn't say anything. I just come to court and.
Okay.
And that was it. She said it was cropped.
Okay.
If I did say, I don't remember what I said that day. I didn't say anything. I don't believe.
Okay.
I don't remember what I said that day.
Do you recall talking with a CPS worker on or about May 21st of 2024?
What was it about? Well, I don't. Was I there by myself?
So do you recall the CPS worker sort of just popping up and you speaking with her without Erica there?
There was two of them come that day in my driveway. Eric wasn't there.
Okay. And did you?
Was that the day in the driveway?
I believe so.
I was there by myself.
Okay.
A couple of my buddies was there.
Okay. And were you able to talk with the CPS worker that day?
Yeah, I stood there in the driveway talking to him.
Okay. And you did not know where Erica was?
No, I didn't.
Did you know where your daughter was?
It was Erica.
But you didn't know where they were?
No, I didn't know that. Where they were at.
Do you recall on or about June 19th, an incident where law enforcement was involved?
What, when they come to try to take her?
No. It would have been on or about June 16th of 2024.
I don't remember. I've been there a couple times.
You aware of a police officer? Do you recall a police officer coming to speak with you? And it seems like that day you were working on trucks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hadn't seen her in over a week or two. And I
And
told that cop that.
yeah.
And
And
he made up two different reports on that paper. He said I said one thing and I said one other thing, and my buddy was there that whole week, and he said we hadn't seen her, and I'd been with my buddy all week. We was working on his truck in my barn.
okay. So I'm going to read a portion of this police report to you, okay?
I'm objecting as far as hearsay to adjudication.
I agree with Mr. McFarland.
I can rephrase the question, Your Honor. That's helpful.
Okay.
Mr. Hollis, at any point in time, did you tell law enforcement that you had not been assaultive towards Miss Walker?
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah.
Okay.
When
And
that day, you changing the thing? A different day, or what day are we talking about? Same day with
yeah,
cops?
let's talk about that day.
Yeah, I hadn't seen her. How could I assault somebody when I ain't seen them?
And did you indicate that she was probably smoking dope?
I said she probably out smoking weed, is what I said.
Okay, and so Ms. Walker has a history of smoking marijuana?
It's legal, so what?
I know, I'm just asking, I'm just trying to understand if that's what this
Yeah, well,
report.
once you're gonna go to the next one that the cop lied about? Saying that I said that she was probably smoking dope with my kid? It's in that paperwork, you got it, I know you do, because I got it.
The report I'm reading does not indicate that. This particular.
I got it,
Okay,
and he's a liar.
okay. I just wanted to confirm that that day you had told him you had not assaulted Ms. Walker.
I hadn't assaulted her.
Okay, and then I just wanted to confirm what smoking dope meant, and if that's just weed.
Smoking weed.
Okay. Okay. How long have you and Ms. Walker been in a relationship?
About 8 years.
8 years? And you only have the one child with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Does she have a history of making allegations about you harming her?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. No.
Okay. Do you guys have a history of getting into fights?
We've been in arguments before.
Have any of those arguments been physical? I'm sorry, they just started making.
I don't think so, no.
Okay. And does she have, to the best of your knowledge, a history? Have you witnessed her ever being maybe paranoid that
No.
people are out looking for her?
No.
Have you ever been in physical altercation with Miss Walker in front of your daughter?
No. Never.
Do you generally think that Miss Walker tells the truth about you?
I guess she does. I never heard her say anything about me.
Okay. Has she ever been physically assaulted towards you?
No.
Can you help, this is probably a pretty obvious question, but can you help us understand your attitude or demeanor towards the department when the investigator came to talk with you about
Which
the
one?
complaint? Let's start with Miss Kelly. Back in April when she came to discuss the complaint that came in. Were you trying to explain your side of the story?
What story?
Anything. If Miss Kelly came to your home and explained that she was there to investigate allegations, were you cooperative with her?
Yeah, I let her come in and look where she wanted to know where she slept, where her room was, all that. I let her come in there and look.
Okay. And did you maintain that the complaint she received generally alleged that there was domestic violence between you and Erica in the presence of Melanie, and that Melanie was shoved out of the way during an incident?
That never happened.
Okay. And is that something that you shared with Miss Kelly?
I don't remember if she asked me that or not, but I didn't remember her asking me that. But Melanie never seen nothing.
When is the last time that you saw your daughter?
Well, when I went to the bonding class where
And was that with Miss Moore? Do you recall?
I believe that's who she was. I can't remember. On Erie Street.
Okay. Mr. House, does Ms. Walker have any reason to be afraid of you,
No,
to hide from you?
no,
Do you have any reason to be afraid of her or hide from her?
no.
Okay, I have no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Brooks?
Have you ever physically struck this lady?
No.
Do you have any opinion as to why she would have filed this court paper against you back in the spring?
I have no clue.
Well, before we go any further, are you still able to continue testifying? I will stop if you tell me to stop.
Oh, go ahead.
So the question was, do you have any idea why she would have filed such a piece of paper against you?
I don't know why.
Has she ever told you why?
She's mad?
Have you asked her, and was her response?
Yeah.
What was she mad about?
Cause she'll take off with Melanie. We got an argument over that.
Over what?
Take it off with Melanie.
Who's Nani?
Melanie?
Oh, Melanie. Excuse me.
That's all we ever got an argument about.
That's, your daughter.
Yeah.
She's 2.
Yeah.
When you say taking off with
To
Melanie,
take off, I think it's a secret.
well, let me see if I can understand this. Was she taking off with Melanie to go to the store, or was she taking off without the intention of returning?
I
Your calls to speculation.
don't remember exactly all that.
Hang on, Mr. Hollis. Did you want to respond to that, Mr. Brooks?
That's fine.
It's all in the
I'll
past,
move
man.
on.
I don't remember all that.
I'll move on.
I don't remember.
Is that when the piece of paper that you got served states you assaulted her? Do you know what I mean by assault?
Yeah. They brought that out to my house and give it to me.
But in fact, you assaulted her?
No,
It also,
got an argument, but I didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. She left.
well, you're a pretty big guy, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm not able to do nothing no more. I'm lucky to walk from here to there.
Me too. Anyway, while this PPO was going on, did the 2 of you talk to each other?
Yeah, no.
I said no. She come by. She drove by the house. That CPS worker was standing in my driveway, but that was it. That's the first time I seen her.
How long were you 2 apart?
A couple of months.
Are you together now?
Yeah.
Apparently, at some point, you did go to the courthouse, not this court, but the court upstairs, right?
Yeah.
And what happened then? What happened in that courthouse?
They told us. They told me it was over. She did it on Zoom. She wasn't even there when they said it was done. They just asked me my name or something.
Would you recall which judge it was?
I'm maybe upstairs.
Judge Anzalone?
I think so.
All right. If I suggest to you that this lady sitting next to me had dropped the case, would you think that might have happened?
Yeah, that's what happened. She dropped it.
Has that ever happened before between the 2 of you?
No.
The petition says that while the argument she's complained of was going on between the 2 of you, that your 2-year-old daughter was between the 2 of you and got kind of brushed aside.
No, she wasn't. So whoever said that, they're lying. Because Melanie's never been between me and her anywhere.
Would you agree with me that the mother of your child is protective of her daughter?
Well, yeah.
Do you think she would allow that to happen if you 2 were getting into an
No.
argument?
No, neither would I. I've never heard Melanie, neither has her, or neither has she.
So you 2 were apart for 7 months, right?
Months, yeah, a couple months.
Oh, you said it 7 months before. Maybe I misunderstood you.
Couple months, not 7 months.
And you're together again now.
Yeah.
Have there been any altercations, physical
No.
fights between the 2 of you?
I don't have my brother and a bunch of people living with us either anymore.
What does that do?
It makes big conversations.
I think I know your brother, don't
Yeah.
I? How are things between the two of you now?
Good.
When's the last time you got to see your daughter?
Well, at that bonding a month ago, I think it was. The 20th.
Do you know why you haven't been able to see her?
No, not really.
Where is she?
My nephew's house,
Who's your nephew?
Tommy Gruber.
Has this anything to do with, is he related to your sister?
Yeah, this is her son.
Do you think she has something to do with all
He
of
has a
this?
lot to do with it. And I got proof. On her phone.
Well, why don't you just tell me?
Well, she said she was gonna get even with her and take and take her from us. Because I told Erica to tell her she can't see her no more because I'm tired of it all, and then that's when it all started.
Thank you.
I can't remember exact words she used because it's in her phone though.
I understand. But that was the, just
That was the
guts
beginning of it.
mess.
That's when it really got heated up.
When did that occur?
Months ago,
Okay.
really from the get-go. She wanted her from
And
me.
now the child is living with your sister's
Yeah.
son?
And they got her trying to call her mom and dad. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, she called me and complained about
Yeah,
that,
I
didn't
did. Only two parents she's ever got is me and her.
you? Are you a danger to your daughter?
No. I take her all over places with me.
For that matter, is her mother a danger to her?
No.
To your knowledge, has the child ever been taken to the hospital with any injuries?
No.
If the department said that in order to get your child back, you had to cooperate with what's called a case service plan. Have you ever heard the term before?
No.
It's a hit list of things they want you to follow that the court may very well order you to do, okay?
Yep.
You understand what I'm
I
saying?
told her, when she asked me right there, she asked me if, would I do whatever, and I told her, I stood right in my driveway and told her I'd do whatever it takes for Melanie.
Well, I see that you did some sort of a psychological evaluation, didn't you?
Yeah.
At Moore Counseling?
Is that out there on 52?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they order any other counseling sessions, would you do it?
Yeah.
Do you have anger issues, sir?
No. I don't think I do.
You have no criminal record.
I say, what do you mean criminal record?
I'm not talking about traffic violations.
Yeah.
I'm talking about where the police arrested you for stealing,
No,
fighting,
no,
that kind of stuff.
no.
To your knowledge, does the mother of your child have a criminal record?
No. Not that I know. I've never seen her steal them.
Well, I mean, the police have never arrested her.
No.
Do you agree with, how long since you've had, the child's been out of your home?
About 3 or 4 months.
I don't know that it's entirely necessary, but I'll ask the question. What do you think of that decision?
This is a shitty one.
That's the answer. You want your child back
I want her back.
in your home.
Yeah, in her home. It's her home.
with you and her mother.
Yeah,
Have anything else you want the court to know?
I think they're all forced, yeah, and that's all I'm saying, I'm done, I mean, they've lied,
Well, that
my whole
doesn't do
family's
us
lied.
much good, Harold. I just.
No, there's nothing else I wanna say other than my family sucks.
All right.
Okay, hang on, because other attorneys might have questions for you. Mr. McFarland?
No questions?
Ms. Underwood?
Mr. Hollis, how long have you and Miss Walker been back in a relationship for?
Whatever day, I don't remember what day it was, whenever the PPO was dropped, the day I went to court. I don't remember what day it was, what day was it?
So when did Miss Walker return to living in the home with you?
The day after I went to court.
So you're breathing pretty hard. You okay?
Yeah, let's do whatever we gotta do. The day after, I can't remember dates and stuff, so.
Well, so the PPO was from April of 2024. And you two remained out of contact from one another for the entirety of the PPO being valid?
Yeah, I might have talked to her once or twice to see how Melanie was doing before they took her, but other than that, I didn't see her.
Would it be accurate that the PPO could have been dropped in mid-August of 2024, or was it before then?
Yeah, I think it could have been, but I didn't realize I was supposed to go to court. I didn't even have the papers for it.
Are you physically able to take care of your daughter with your health conditions?
Yeah, just today is not a good day because I've had a lot of stress. This place is giving me a lot of stress. And that's what the doctor said the last time I was in the hospital, the doctor's office. He said, you gotta get rid of a lot of your stress. I said, well, you tell Illinois County that.
Are there any criminal investigations for domestic violence pending against you?
No,
No further questions.
Any redirect?
Mr. House, you said you don't have an anger problem.
no.
Mayor, may I play a voice recording?
Objections?
Played at the preliminary hearing already?
Well, I have just, as coincidentally, recently researched the issue of recorded phone calls, and I believe they are allowed.
Was that on an exhibit list for today, Your Honor?
You tell me, Mr. McFarland, you were given a copy.
I don't recall that being on the list.
If it's not, then I object, but not because it's not allowable.
Your Honor, I would
Under
use
Michigan
it-
law, it is.
As impeachment.
You played for purposes of impeachment.
And it was already played during the preliminary hearing for Judge Costello.
Oh, you mean when I told, let me tell you, you mean when I told her and the other cop what they could do?
Just
What
hang
would
on.
happen?
Mr. Hollis, please don't interrupt. We have to make a decision. I have to make a decision on this. Ms. Underwood, your position?
It has been previously played, so it's part of the court record already, which Your Honor would be able to review. I don't see any objections to that.
Well, the adjudication trial does not allow me to review anything that may have been part of today's record. Anything that comes in for my review today has to be cleared through the rules of evidence. It's being requested that I play, or that I allow Ms. Thomas to play a recording. I'm assuming you're all familiar with it as well.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe it would be valid for impeachment purposes.
Further objections, gentlemen?
I'm leaving it to Mr. Brooks, it's his client.
All
I
right.
repeat, I just happen to have researched this issue in the last couple of weeks for an unrelated case.
Okay, I could use a little foundation just for reference, Ms. Thomas.
Mr. Hollis, I think that when the judge was making her decision, you may have indicated you know what recording I'm speaking of. Is that correct?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I told them guys, I told her and the chief of police of Raven, over my dead body, would you come in and take my daughter away? You have to kill me Or, and you then get by my German Shepherds, you have to kill them. That's all I said to them on the telephone. And I didn't say it, I said it on the telephone. I didn't say anything about killing anybody. I just said they have to kill me to come through my door to get that girl from me. And then they have to go through them dogs to get them. That's exactly what I said.
Do you recall leaving a voicemail on Miss Kelly's answering machine after a removal order was issued?
Yeah, I told her, good luck finding her. That's what I said, good luck finding her.
And you don't believe that that indicates you have any type of anger management
I
issues?
just told her to tell her, see if she can find her.
Your Honor, may I play?
What dates are these?
Your Honor, I believe it would be June 24th of 2024.
That's the first one?
Yes, Your Honor, and that would have been after the emergency removal order was issued.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
I would object, and that's because it's after what's on the petition. Petition is dated 6/20/24. Now we're talking about something after that, and we're to consider what's on the petition for the adjudication. Now we're going post petition to consider something for adjudication. So really, I think the proper method would be to make an amended petition to include that. But we have a date where now we're including information after what's on the petition or presented to the parties and their attorneys. So I think we have a fundamental error there.
Judge, respond?
Yeah, I just maintain that it's for impeachment purposes.
It seems relevant for purposes of impeachment, gentlemen. All right, Ms. Thomas, go on.
You guys better be ready to shoot because you're never gonna find her. I already took her somewhere where you'll never find her.
Well, where is she at?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, well, there's
Nothing.
a court order for her removal, so,
No, you're not getting her.
okay. Okay, well,
You're not getting her. She's nowhere near my house or nothing. So I wouldn't worry about trying to come back out here because I'm not even there. My truck's at the driveway and stuff, but I'm not here.
okay, well, I am gonna have more court paperwork to serve you guys, so how would you like me to send that to you?
Well, I don't know what you're trying to. I don't know why you were trying to take her from me. I haven't done anything to her. All right. None of us done anything to her.
Well, there's a whole petition as to why we removed.
That's all a bunch of crap. That's a bunch of lies.
Okay, well, that's what you've been saying for the last 2 months, so.
Hey, I kiss my ass. Go fuck yourself.
Okay,
Do you recall that conversation?
Yeah, I recall it. Now,
And do you still maintain that that does not demonstrate anger?
yeah, I was angry that day because they tried to take my daughter.
And you also stated in your testimony of Mr. Brooks that you would get angry at Miss Walker when she would take your daughter, correct?
I what?
That you'd get angry with Miss Walker when she would take your daughter, is that correct?
I didn't get angry, I just wanted to know why she wanted to leave. I wasn't angry. Yeah, about it. I just didn't want to do no more with her. I'm done.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Any recross?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, do you want to take a break?
Yeah.
I don't think, unless you have any more questions for Mr. Brooks, I think I can allow him to return to his seat.
I'm fine. I have no questions.
No questions.
You may return to your seat, Mr. Hollis.
Maybe he excused to go to the bathroom.
You can take a brief recess if you like.
Is that what you said you wanted?
All right, we'll take a recess then.
A few minutes later.
Make it up that step?
Can't remember. Your Honor,
Yes.
an issue was just brought to my attention. Perhaps we need a brief sidebar.
Are you sure about that, Mr. McFarland? It's nothing you can't
Well-
tell on the record?
I think it's an ICWA issue, Your Honor.
Well, for my notes, we've had a denial in the petition, some kind of inquiry during the prelim in front of Judge Costello, but at our last pretrial, both parents definitively denied any Native American heritage. So If there are any indications of Native American heritage, I would encourage you to write them down and submit them in writing, because so far it's been confusing either way, and I'm beginning to worry that it's a side issue rather than allowing us to look at the issues that are in the petition.
That's Mr. Brooks' client, so I'll let him deal with that, then you're.
Very good. Mr. Brooks, I'll trust you to investigate that and pass along any need for further inquiry into Native American heritage.
Thank the court for the opportunity and Mr. McFarland for raising it.
Great. All right, Ms. Walker has been sworn. You may proceed, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Honor. Okay, Ms. Walker. You are the mother of Melanie Walker?
Maybe more.
Is it Hollis?
Yes.
Okay.
Volunteer.
I think we have that wrong on our documents. Judge, may I just inquire if the court has an order correcting that information? I believe I sent one in.
I think there is one on, yes. There's no correcting identifying information entered July 2nd.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. And can you just confirm her date of birth?
12/31/2021.
21?
Yeah, 2021.
Okay, so it's not of 2022?
No, it's 2021.
Okay.
It'll be 3 this year.
Okay, so I asked to confirm. Thank you. And Your Honor, that's correct on the order of identifying information?
There's an order correcting identifying information, name change from Melanie Walker to Melanie Hollis for the birth record. Let me go to it specifically to see if there's any additional information. Date of birth 12/31/22 is indicated on the order correcting identifying information.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's also 2021 at the bottom.
Okay. So I'll go through this to make sure we have it all correct. Okay.
So which is it, Your Honor?
2021.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay. And as we've established, Mr. Hollis is the child's legal father.
Yes.
Correct? Do you guys have any other children together?
No.
And from your report, how long have you guys been in a relationship?
About 8 years.
Okay. And is it, again, so that we have to look at the time this petition was filed, which was in June of 2024, okay? At that point in time, where were you living?
I was living in Morenci.
Okay. So still this county of Lenawee.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, was that a yes?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, that's all right. It's just really hard to transcribe that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. Do you recall, so I'm going to take you back to April again, so kind of do the same thing we did with Mr. House, okay? So on April 15th of 2024, on or about that date, do you recall receiving a call from CPS or CPS trying to contact you about allegations that CPS received indicating there might have been like a physical altercation between you and Mr. Hollis and Melanie being present?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that date? What actually happened?
Well, nothing that they said that happened, but they said that Melanie was involved in one of our fights and she got shoved, and that's why they were there, or that's why they were trying to contact me or whatever. And I said that did not happen because it didn't. And they said that they needed to meet with me. I told them.
Excuse me, ma'am, but could you speak up a little louder, please?
They said that they needed to meet with me and they needed to see Melanie. And I said, that's fine. I told them I was at the shelter. And that's when they, I told them I'd get back with them to set up something. And that's it. And then they were trying to meet me and I tried to meet them and that was it. And we never met up. We never met up or nothing because they never got back to me. So I just kind of, okay, well, I guess they don't want to meet me now or something. They just never got back to me, so I just didn't think anything was gonna happen. I didn't think anything. I was like, well, I'll just let it go and see if they contact me, you know?
Okay.
And they never did.
Did
Until they took her.
do you recall maybe on or about April 18th, so a couple days after that complaint was received, telling a CPS worker you wouldn't meet unless you talked with an attorney first?
Right.
Okay. And were you ever able to talk with an attorney?
I talked to an attorney and they told me that they would provide legal advocate for me to talk to if I wanted to CPS or whatever. And I said, okay. And then I told them a time and then that time didn't work for her. So then I said that I could meet her somewhere because.
May I ask who the her is she's referring to?
Her name.
The worker you mean?
What's
You mean the
Brittany
worker.
Hill?
Thank you.
Brittany Hill, whatever. Yes, the CPS.
Okay, let me just help. The individual that you spoke with, is she in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Okay, and is she seated
Yes.
to my left? This is Miss Brittany Kelly.
Oh, Kelly's. I always say Hill.
So I kind of want to rewind. You said that you were at a shelter on or about April 18th.
Yes.
So after that CPS complaint came in, then you went to a shelter, or like within the next few days?
Yeah.
Why did you go to a shelter?
Well, it was more about his family.
Okay.
Is why I ended up in the shelter. His family, well, I heard them talking, and I didn't like what they were saying about me or about my kid. So I left and I went to the shelter for help to get away from it, to get away from his family mainly.
This isn't in the petition. I'm not trying to hold this against you whatsoever at all. I'm just trying to understand between Mr. Hollis's testimony and that statement. During that period of time, were there other individuals living in your home together?
Yes.
Okay. So can you help us understand who was like kind of all there?
Bill Hollis. He was living with us.
Is that Mr. Hollis's brother?
Yes.
Okay, so a brother.
Who else was there at the time? His son Billy here and there. Not very much, but here and there when he was around. And I think that was it. But I heard Bill talking about my baby, taking my baby, she'd be better off in the system, and it upset me. And I left because I didn't trust him.
And when you went to the shelter, did you file a PPO against Mr. Hollis?
A lot happened. Okay, this is what happened. I was venting to the lady at the shelter. Okay, I was just talking, normal talk about it, just the past, everything that went on in the past, whatever. Next thing I know, I was falling asleep in the middle of it. I wasn't even coherent for half of the PPO being made. Okay, I was falling asleep because I was so tired. And I wake up and she's still sitting there with the pen waiting for me to continue. And I have no idea why everything got put in it that it did, because it was just venting. Like I said, I was just talking about the past. It wasn't even about that day or recent. And next thing I know, she's slapping it in the PPO and had me sign it. And I was kind of out of it. So I didn't really understand what went on, really, to be honest. That's what happened.
Are you able to read?
Yes.
Okay, and I don't mean that to insult your intelligence, I just truly want to make sure. Okay, so Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
So this is the petition for the PPO that we've already discussed, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you please read this page?
Yeah.
The top, starting with the top and then all the way down, please?
Out loud or just?
Yes.
Oh, man. Can't read this right. Really?
So let me take that back. Is that your handwriting?
No.
So that is not your handwriting?
No, it's not.
And do you recall the person who was helping you write this PPO?
I can't even remember her name at this time. Like I said, I was half out, like falling asleep in the middle of it. I mean, I can't even remember the lady's name, but it was somebody at the shelter, I can say that.
Okay, if you're able.
But no, that's not my hand. I try to read it if you want.
Sure, to the best of your ability.
Okay, Harold is abusive, controlling, and narcissist. Last night, Harold hit me on my back. He punched me in my right ear very hard. This was on the date of, so that 4/16 scribbled out, so 4/15. He had a salt shaker in his hand. He hit me with on my shoulder. Over the past 6 years, Harold has constantly physically abused me. He choked me out. Previously, he has hit me in my chin so hard that it bruised,
Be left.
bruised, I guess.
Had it left a bruise? Does that look like what
I
it's?
guess.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. Harold gaslights me and makes me feel as though I'm crazy, I guess, that's what this says. He turns things back on me and makes me feel as though things that have happened are my fault. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time
That's okay.
reading it. I fear for the safety of myself and of my daughter, Melanie. I never know what he is going to do next. Please grant this PPO so we can stay safe. He has choked me and I don't know what that says.
Maybe in front of her?
Is that what that says? In front of her?
It has no assistance with my client. She's asked to read, that she just read what she can understand. Or make out.
And I don't want her to experience this again.
Is that your signature?
It is my signature.
I know that you stated, I think here, I'll take it. I know that you stated that you were falling asleep during this.
Yes.
Why did you sign it?
She said that she was just gonna put the PPO is just something that will keep his family and him away from me for the time being, for as long. I could always get it dropped later, she said, if I wanted. And that's what she told me. That's all she said about it. I didn't read it. I was like just going on what she was saying. Cause I was kind of not, falling asleep in the middle of it. I mean, was I really okay to sign something? No, I wouldn't even let me sign something like that if I was falling asleep. Obviously I'm not okay to sign something, but so I was just trying to keep his family until I figured everything out and what was up. I was trying to keep his family mainly away from me because of the stuff that I heard them say. Is what I was trying to do, really.
Were any of those allegations that are in the PPO true?
No. It's not, actually.
Can I ask you to take your hands from your mouth so I can hear?
I'm sorry. No, it's not.
Okay. So on April 15th, there was no physical altercation in which he punched your right ear very hard.
No.
Right. And he did not have a salt shaker in his hand that he hit you with on your shoulder?
No.
And I'm sorry, I lost my spot. Have you ever been in any physical altercations with Mr. Hollis? Whether you were the aggressor or he was the aggressor?
In the past, a long time ago.
Was there any police involvement in any of those incidents?
One time the police came for it, and that was when I pressed charges on him and later on dropped the charges.
Would that have been from maybe about March 2022?
No, because that's a long time ago.
Okay. When is the last time you think that you guys had a physical altercation?
Around that time, because we don't do that. He's a changed man. He's not that man no more. Since we had our baby, everything changed.
During, let's just say like April 18th until this was filed on June 20th of 2024. So for those 2 months, how would you describe your interactions with Miss Kelly or other individuals from the department?
I didn't talk to her until court.
Okay. Did you
I tried
ever
to meet up with her, but she didn't meet me. She didn't get back to me.
So you, did you have any phone contacts?
Just a couple texts to try to meet her.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
May.
Can you please read the,
Your Honor, my client needs to take a break, bathroom break. He took He took a water pill, whatever that is, and he needs a break.
Are you asking for a recess, or can we continue with the questioning as it relates to Ms.?
I'd say continue on. I'll fill him in.
That's fine.
Well, just so Your Honor, I would be agreeable to maybe a 5-minute recess just because of the contents of the information that the record may receive.
5-minute recess always ends up being 15.
Last time it was 20.
I'd say let's go.
Okay, that's okay. Right. Ms. Walker, you can read the information that is kind of boxed in the net red. You can start the date, just kind of read forward. Okay.
Oh, is this the confusion? Yeah, this is. I have no idea what this is. Honestly, I remember.
Okay.
In the petition. Okay. Do I really have to read this out loud?
I don't know what you're.
Can I ask which exhibit this is?
It's something about.
No, I'm asking the attorney for the agency which exhibit so I can reference it.
Your Honor, it is included as the ISP. It would be the CPS report.
It's included in the petition files?
No, Your Honor.
Where would I find it?
The court would not have it at this point in time.
Okay, so.
At this point, I'm actually using it for impeachment.
So they're her
She can't, wait a
statements?
minute, she's called this witness on her own.
Yes.
Now she wants to impeach her own witness?
Your Honor, the statements that she made that she did not have contact with Miss Kelly, I think are false, and I would like for her to read the contents of the report and ask her if she recalls that contact.
All right, I guess that would be hearsay, number one. It's adjudication trial. We have Ms. Kelly here to testify.
Yes, if it's Miss Kelly's statements, I think that it would constitute hearsay. If you have some questions for her about what she might have said specifically to Miss Kelly, I would be happy to listen to that for impeachment purposes.
Yes.
But,
I renew my objection that she's not been qualified as a hostile witness.
so this is Miss Kelly's recitation of her experiences with Ms. Walker, right?
Your Honor, it would be a copy and paste of a text message to Miss Kelly's phone.
All right, so can you just ask her if she said a few of the things that you
Your Honor, I
wanted
can
to?
definitely do that.
Because from here, it looks like it's, I don't know, half a page of 8-point
Yes.
font, single-spaced text.
Okay, let me lay foundation too. I'm sorry, this was probably not the best way to do it. But, so you heard Mr. Hollis's testimony, correct?
Mhm.
You were here for that.
Say yes.
Yes, sorry.
And he stated that there was one day where Miss Kelly was at your house or his house and you drove by
Yes.
at some point in time. Do you recall what happened that day?
I drove by.
Okay. Do you recall if that was on or about May 21st of 2024?
I'm not sure what day it was, but
Okay. Do you recall after seeing Miss Kelly in the driveway, if you sent her text message at all?
yes, because she wanted to meet with me.
Okay. And in that, did you text Miss Kelly stating that Harold lies about everything and that Harold is an abuser?
I might have said that because I was upset. So it's a lie, really, I was telling you. Because I was mad.
Do you have feeling in your hands?
No. Oh, well, sometimes. Sometimes I don't.
And did you text her and tell her that you had overheard everything that Mr. Hollis had said to her during that meeting?
I thought I did, I said. And she said, no, that was not said.
Right. And did you tell her that there was a punch to the mouth and it was an accident?
I said that I thought I heard him say that to her. And I was saying it didn't happen. And she said that he did not say that.
Did you text her and tell her that you were, quote unquote, I'm all done with him, he's disgusting. And no, he's the psycho, he's a controlling freak, he's a narcissist, and he's too much for me. I can't take it. All he wants to do is take my baby to hurt me, and that's it.
Yes, I did say that because I was upset. But I didn't really mean them things. Obviously, they're not true. When you get mad, you say a lot of things.
Did you say that he spanks your baby like a psycho and you have to tell him it's enough?
I was just talking. I wasn't really meaning it. I was telling lies, really. Just saying things because I was upset at him. I wasn't telling the truth. So really, it's a lie. Everything in there that I said was a lie because I was upset with him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. None of it really happened.
Okay. So other than those messages, do you recall an incident on or about June 19th with law enforcement?
Can I ask if this is 2024?
Of 2024.
Yeah.
What do you recall about that incident?
It's a lie. I lied. I was upset.
Okay. So were you found in a ditch with your daughter?
I was not in a ditch.
Were you found at the side of a road with your daughter?
Not on the side of the road either. I was in the middle of a yard sitting up against a tree.
Okay.
Sitting in a.
Up against a tree
Thank you.
with my baby. Because I ran out of gas and I was trying to use my phone and I didn't have signal where I ran out of gas at. So instead of leaving my kid in the car, I took her out and I went to a house to try to use their Wi-Fi or whatever, get signal to get gas. And that's when the cops came.
Did the cops explain to you why they were there?
My vehicle was in the parking lot at the whatever shed place where I ran out of gas. I was kind of in the driveway, at the end of the driveway, wherever the shed place was on 2.3. And I was only across the street at the house. I was sitting in the yard trying to get service.
Did you report to someone or to law enforcement that you were running away from Mr. Hollis?
I said that. I was upset at him. But it's all lies, like I said. It was a lie about it. Because they didn't know why I'd be out there with my kid. And I just said that me and him got into an argument and I left. That's what I said. And next thing you know, it was assault and this and that. None of it's right.
And during that incident, did you say that you were trying to hide because he had drove by?
I thought he drove by, I said, I thought I seen his truck. Because somebody dead stopped at my car in a truck, and I thought it was his truck. And it wasn't. Couldn't find out. And it says right in the police report, I thought. Because I wasn't sure.
Okay. And At that time, was the PPO, in your opinion, still valid against Mr. Hollis?
Yes,
And what was your level of contact with him during that period of time?
I didn't.
During that police incident, did you report to the police that you were still living with him?
My address was still there. I never changed my address
Okay.
even when I left.
Where were you staying?
I was staying in Morenci.
Okay, so you were no longer at the shelter.
No, I was staying with a friend, Jill, in Morenci at the time.
And so on that day, did you state that Mr. Hollis was standing in a door, wouldn't let
I said that, but it
Melody
wasn't
go
true.
around him?
I just said it was all lies.
So, Ms. Walker, the problem, or,
I was upset with him is what it was.
but you hadn't spoke to him. Why were you upset with him?
Because I felt like he was trying to take my kid from me. Because he always threatened to. And I didn't want to lose her. I don't want to lose her.
Do you need a minute?
No, I'm just upset because I miss her badly. And I lied about him. Okay, because I was mad that he threatened to take her from me all the time. You know, and that's a big fear of mine. I didn't hurt my kid in any way.
I'll give you a moment, okay?
Yeah, I'm just.
Ms. Walker, during that period of time, were you under the influence of any substances?
No,
Okay. Do you have a history of any mental health conditions?
yes, I have bipolar, which I take meds for.
Okay.
I do take meds for it.
And are you still getting treatment like through a psychiatric doctor?
Yes.
Do you believe that you and Mr. Hollis are capable of safely parenting your child?
Yes. Yes. My baby does not get hurt by neither one of us. And if we get into an argument, she's never around us when we do argue. It's usually at night when she's in bed. Okay, we have our, differences. Who doesn't? What couple doesn't argue? Okay, but he usually goes out to the garage or goes out to the barn, and it stops. Or I leave to get away, to get it to stop, but we don't fight around my baby. My baby does not get pushed or shoved or hit in our fights at all. Okay, because it's not like that at all. It might, and what couple don't have arguments?
All right, I have no further questions of this witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Brooks, any questions?
I do not.
Mr. McFarland?
I do. There's an allegation in here that you picked up a pipe with an unknown substance in it and you took a hit from it. Do you have any knowledge of what that might be?
No.
That true at all?
No.
Now, you showed me that you were actively texting with Miss Kelly, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what your last text was to her and what day that was?
I don't know what day.
Oh, let me ask you this. Would you need to take a look at the text on your phone to refresh your memory?
I can, yes.
If I may allow her to refresh your memory with that, Your Honor? Please go ahead and take a look. Don't tell us. I just want you to look at it. And is your phone here?
No. In somewhere. Is it on that chair?
It's right here.
Okay.
Present to the bailiff. Asking you to refresh your memory on the date, okay? in approximate time if you can. Then when you're done, let me know.
Okay.
Don't tell us, just tell us when you have refreshed your memory with the date and the time.
Okay.
You refreshed your memory?
Yeah.
Okay, what was the date of your text with Miss Kelly?
May 22nd, 2024.
What was the last text that you can remember that you had with her?
I told her that I couldn't meet her at the office, but I could meet her somewhere with my daughter.
Approximately what time was that text?
3:19 p.m.
Did you ever hear back from her?
No.
Was there an earlier text on that same day that you told her that you would like to at least consult with an attorney?
Yeah.
And what time was that approximately?
What was that morning sometime?
That's good enough. It was
It was that morning. I know
good
that.
enough. Okay. Did she ever get back with you after that last text?
No.
Yeah, you gotta listen to me first. Did she ever get back with you after that last text, trying to arrange for a visit between you and her?
No, she did not.
Is that the last text that you received from her?
Yeah.
Thank you. You realize that you are under oath here today.
Yes.
When you spoke to the police or Miss Kelly or anybody else, were you under oath to tell the truth?
I don't
Did
know.
anybody have you put your hand on the
No.
Bible and say tell the truth?
No.
You're telling us that you were lying there earlier and you already told us the reason why, correct?
Yes.
There were some words that were used in that PPO. Can you tell us what narcissistic means? You know what it means?
No.
You use the word gaslighting. Can you tell me what the word gaslighting means?
I have no idea. Doesn't matter.
Well, did you actually read what you signed?
Not really.
Okay. So are you telling us today that what was on that? Did you tell the worker these things that you read in court today?
Some of it, not all of it.
Was it your understanding it was going to be filed with the court or not?
Not really. They slapped it all, whatever I said, or some of what I said, however words they want to put it in, and slapped it in the PPO. And had me sign it, that's it.
I think there was testimony that you and Mr. Hollis, or at least you appeared by Zoom to get that PPO removed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you testify? Were you sworn in on that day in court in front of the judge?
Yes.
That was Judge Anselmo?
Judge Angelone dropped it, yes.
Okay. What reason did you tell Judge Angelone under oath that she dropped it?
I told her that we would like to do family counseling and stuff together to better our family.
Were there any questions asked as to whether what was in there was the truth or not?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Let's scroll down here. You said there was a domestic violence complaint and then an arrest of Mr. Hollis of something that happened in 2022, correct?
Yes.
And then I think you testified that that case was dropped, right?
Yes.
Were you in contact with a victim advocate on that case to drop the case?
No, I went and got charges dropped myself. Just went and got them dropped.
And what was the reason that you got charges dropped?
Because he's not a violent person.
Oh, did the incident actually happen?
No, not everybody that was there was just saying things.
What was the allegation that he did back in 2022?
They said that he hit me.
How?
He punched.
Where?
I'm not. I can't remember exactly what.
And did that actually happen?
No.
Do you have some kind of conversation with the police that started this?
Yeah, they came to our house because of his sister.
And did the prosecutor, did they object to you dropping the charges?
Nobody did.
Okay, fair enough. Is it true that, from my understanding, that there's some role that Mr. Hollis's family has played in these disputes that you've had with him?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why don't you give us a little history? Well, how is it that his family has had some involvement in these disputes?
His sister mainly, she don't like me. So she doesn't want me to have nothing. And she is always involved, always butting in, and she's the one that's actually saying stuff that ain't even going on when she's not even around. She don't even come over.
She threatened to report you?
Yes.
She threatened to report you about true stuff or made up stuff?
Made up stuff.
Anything else you can tell us about the dynamics, which means the going on between his family and you?
They just don't like me.
And do what?
Not really. Not really. So they're trying to take my kid from me is what they're doing. Online. And that is the truth.
It says here you use substances. I'm reading number 20 in the petition. Do you use anything except marijuana?
No, just marijuana.
You use marijuana to the extent that would impair your ability to take care of your daughter.
No, I do not.
It says here that may impair your parenting ability.
No, it does not. And I don't smoke like that. It's always at night. And it's only a little bit, not a lot, and everything's locked up too.
There's a safety plan back in March of 2022. Do you remember that at all?
Yes, I do.
What was that plan?
The plan was that if we got into arguments or anything, Harold would leave the room or leave the house for it to not get worse or anything like that. And that's what he does. Still.
So you understand that this case was opened, part of the reason is because under Michigan statute, I'm not going to cite it to you, but under 24, you claim that the family is not cooperative with services. So other than that last correspondence in which you asked to meet at a later time, did Ms. Kelly tell you what services they want you to do on this case?
No.
Do you have any idea what that means, what says you are not cooperative with services? They ask you anything other than meeting with her?
No.
The only correspondence with her asking to have an attorney available, or talk to an attorney and meeting with her at a later time that day, is that the only correspondence you had with her?
That's it.
And apparently you told somebody some lies about Mr. Hollis. What day was that you told some lies because you thought he was going to take your child?
What day is it?
If you recall. Was it the same day you texted Miss Kelly or different?
I told her in others lies about him because I was mad at him that day. Biggest fear.
Or anything, I know you had a chance to read the petition and you reviewed it with me, correct?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want to tell us about this petition that you haven't said already?
It's just lies. People get mad at you and tell just stories to hurt somebody. That's sad. And mostly his family's out to get my baby, so, and that's what they do. So yeah, it's all lies.
Did you ever tell DHHS that you had been telling lies?
I didn't tell anybody until now that I told lies. Which I have. I admit that.
I have no further questions, but some other attorneys may have questions for you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Underwood?
Ms. Walker, is it correct that there were 2 police reports from 2022?
I think so.
One of the instances was from February of 22, is that correct?
I think so.
Can you speak up, please?
I'm not sure what the dates are or anything, but probably, yeah.
So Melanie would have been born at that point, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. The other incident from August of 2022, you allege that Harold kicked you in the back and hit you in the head, is that correct?
Yes.
And in that police report, you also indicated that Melanie was in your arms, is that correct?
Yes.
And in that report, you were also the caller for that. You're the one that called the police, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you afraid of Mr. Hollis?
No.
Would your testimony be different if you weren't present?
No.
Are you in fear of your safety with Mr. Hollis?
No.
Do you feel like it's in Melanie's best interest to be in an environment with you and Mr. Hollis together?
Yes.
Is Melanie safe in your care?
Yes.
How is the court supposed to believe your statements when they're completely contradicting everything that you have told CPS and the police?
I lied. I was mad. Who doesn't? Okay. And that's all it was. I was mad. I was mad at him for threatening to take my kid. Who wouldn't be upset? Who wouldn't?
So
that's my biggest fear.
Should CPS be blamed? Should CPS be blamed for filing a petition with all of the allegations?
Well, no, they shouldn't be blamed. But I think they should have looked further into their investigation before taking somebody's kid.
Didn't they attempt to work with you in the investigation before taking the measures of filing a petition to remove her?
Yes, and I tried to meet with them and do what they wanted, and they still took her anyway.
Did CPS ask you to take a drug test?
Not yet. Why not give you one?
They didn't ask you to take a drug test at all during the course of their investigation?
They asked me, but I told them I already took one in the past and it was a clean one from CPS.
So then you were.
Why would I have to take another one just because somebody said I was on drugs when I already took a clean test for them?
So then you're stating that you refused?
So I told them, no, I'm not taking another one because I'm tired of being it. I felt harassed by CPS.
So now that you admit that you've lied under oath, how is CPS supposed to believe anything you say?
Your Honor, I object. She didn't admit she lied under oath. She admits she lied in the past when she was not under oath.
May I rephrase? Since you have now stated today under oath that everything that you have said prior was a lie, how is CPS supposed to believe anything that you say?
I lied about Harold Hollis. That's who I lied about. I didn't lie about my baby getting hurt nor nothing like that, because she's never been hurt by neither one of us. And that is the truth. She's never had a bruise on her from us or anything wrong with her. No abuse, no nothing. Okay? The only one I lied about was him, because I felt like he was trying to hurt me and take my kid.
No further questions. Thank you, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
Yes, just a couple of questions. Ms. Walker, you still have your phone on you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still have like the message thread between you and Miss Kelly?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please open that up? Can you scroll to the first message, please?
First, just hold on. All right.
Does your phone show you the date and time of that first message?
Yeah, April 22nd.
At what time?
11:23 a.m.
Okay. And in that text message, is Miss Kelly letting you know she's out of the office and that she needs to meet with you and talk with you about the case and to see Melanie?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you respond?
When did I respond? Yeah. No, wasn't that on email?
Just your phone threads, your text.
On text message or
Yes.
email? Because she emailed me too, so I think that was on email.
Does your text message on your phone that you just read or that you just noted that came in on April 22nd, 11:23 a.m.
Okay.
Did Miss Kelly let you know that she needed to talk with you about the case and to see Melanie?
Okay, yes, yes.
And when did you respond?
April 23rd, 10:12 a.m.
Okay. And did you exchange messages with Miss Kelly to meet the next day? So that would have been April 24th.
Yes.
And did you guys agree at 1:00 p.m.?
Yes.
Then what happened on April 24th, according to your text message to her?
I had to cancel
Why?
because she had a doctor's appointment I forgot about.
What is your
May I
text
ask who the
message?
she is?
I don't think I told her what I was doing. I just said that I couldn't make it at that time, that I had to reschedule.
You have a text message to Miss Kelly on Wednesday, April 24th?
Or can I just get a clarification on who the she was? I think I presume, but I want to make sure.
What I said? Melanie had a doctor's
Thank you.
appointment. And that's why I couldn't make it.
Is that what your text message says to Miss Kelly?
I said I can't meet today because I had a family emergency, but I was taking her to the doctor.
Okay, so in fact, there was a date,
Emergency.
there was a time that was scheduled on April 24th of 2024 to have a visit with Miss Kelly, and then you canceled it.
Yes.
And did Miss Kelly ask on April 24th when you would be back?
Yes.
Did you reply to her?
Not until Friday, I guess. Or was it? Unless I talked to her on the phone.
On your text messages, did you reply to her?
I'm saying, yeah, there's a text here. But I think I talked to her on the phone.
Okay.
And made an appointment.
And in your text messages on April 26th, did Miss Kelly reach back out to you to see if you were available for a meeting soon?
And I said yes.
Okay. And did she tell you that either today, which would have been a Friday, or first thing Monday would
Yes.
work? And did you agree to Monday?
Yes.
Okay. And then on Monday morning, did you set a time
I'm
to meet
sorry.
with her? Did you set a time to meet with Miss Kelly on Monday morning?
Um, I said Monday would be better. And then what time? 11. Okay, I'll see you at 11, she said. Where would you like to meet? And that was before the PPO was made. I said at Harold's.
Okay. So you wanted to meet at Harold's, and that was on April 29th.
Because Harold called me and told me they were there.
Okay. On May 15th. When is the next text message on your end between you two after that exchange?
May 15th. May 15th, maybe.
Okay. And does Miss Kelly reach back out and ask if you have free time to talk about some things that happened the week before?
For a family team meeting is what she wanted to reach out, and then I said, no, I don't. And then she said, there's not a day that, I was going through a lot, dealing with a lot at this time when she wanted to meet. And I was just trying to fit her in, but I didn't know where to fit her in at because I was trying to take care of a place to stay and this and that, you know. I had just back-to-back things and I was trying, and then I wanted to talk to a lawyer, make sure it was good, and then I could meet her, you know. And then I had no problem meeting her. But with everything going on and me thinking Harold was trying to take my kid at this time, I was scared and I wanted to talk to a lawyer first. That's all that was. That's why it took me so long. But I did message her and tried to meet her in the end.
Okay. Because what is the next day after May 15th that you message her?
Next day. That was when I drove by and seen her at Harold's. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And you reach out to her and you tell her your side of the story. We kind of went through that text message thing.
Yeah, we already went.
Okay. And did Miss Kelly tell you that, and I believe you already testified to this, that Harold had not said anything that you had addressed? And did she also let you know that you wouldn't need a lawyer to talk with her? She just wanted to talk with you about how to move forward and services that the department wants to provide.
To be honest, I don't trust anybody. So yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to a lawyer.
Okay. But did she say that in that text message to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And then did she also state in the same day that she's been trying to have a family team meeting with you and Harold, that she's called you several times and hasn't heard anything from you, and that what you're saying doesn't make sense to her?
I was waiting on the shelter for an advocate, and they kept saying, well, we can meet them this day, or we can meet up this day to CPS. And they were telling me a time and a day. I was going by what they were saying. And I was waiting for an available advocate, a legal advocate, to meet with CPS. So they told me a time and a day.
And did you reply back to her on May 21st that Harold wouldn't let you meet with her?
Harold said that she couldn't come there. I would have to meet her somewhere else.
Okay.
Excuse me, Your Honor, are we going anywhere with this?
Your Honor, if relevance is the objection, I think.
Sure.
Okay. Ms. Walker has provided testimony that she had attempted to meet with the department, and the statutory grounds for this petition are because the parents did not comply with the voluntary services. So unfortunately, I have to go through this line of questioning because she's already testified that she made attempts to meet with the department when that's not true.
It is true, because I told her.
Hang on a second, please. There's an objection. I have to make a ruling.
Okay.
Any further objection, Mr. Brooks?
No.
Very well. So overruled. You may proceed.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Recross, gentlemen?
Yes. When the attorney for the agency just now was asking you questions about your text, you indicated that you had talked on phone and by email you corresponded with the worker. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there anything that's important from your telephone calls to the worker or the emails to the worker that you'd like the court to know?
No.
Do you need to take a look at those emails to make sure? And to refresh your memory,
What I don't get is,
I'm asking you, you think you need to take a look at those emails to make sure there's nothing that might affect what your testimony was? Not asking you to look now, I'm just asking you think you need to look.
no,
Okay. Is there anything about those telephone conversations with the worker or the emails that's important for this court to know?
no.
Did I hear you correctly that when you told the worker that you wanted to have an attorney, is it true that she told you back, here's to be legal advice that you don't need an attorney? Is that what I hear? Am I hearing?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Ms. Underwood?
Yes, Ms. Walker, I'm referring to number 11 on the petition. It indicates on 5/9/24, the CPS worker spoke with Erica to explain a meeting was necessary to address safety concerns and services available for the family. Erica declined, reporting she was aware of services. She also reported that she was living at the family home with Melanie and Harold. Harold could be heard in the background. Do you remember that conversation with CPS?
No.
Okay. So you don't remember CPS asking to address safety concerns?
I talked to CPS one time, and that was before the PPO, before I left. That was at the house with Harold on the porch. And that's when she was talking to me about the safety things. And I told her, well, I already been through this with CPS, which I have in the past, and we still do the things that we went through with CPS on that safety plan. We did the same stuff. And I said it was not necessary to go through it with me because we've already been through it with CPS in the past, that we already know what to do. And I told her that it was all bull crap because we know already, which we do.
Thank you for confirming that. No further questions.
Mr. Brooks, any cross?
No.
Thank you for your testimony. You may return to your seat.
Right.
All right, I hate to do this, but we're gonna do a brief recess for approximately, try to make it 10 minutes at the most.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
On record, thank you to the attorneys for the bench conference. In short, we discussed the case and whether or not we were gonna have any more witness testimony, but I look forward to any additional comments about our sidebar. Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor, I believe that's accurate.
Gentlemen?
No.
I think one of the inquiry about additional witnesses is, are there any witnesses who could testify about domestic violence in the home or not in the home? And I do have a witness in my client's sister, Lori Walker, Your Honor, who would be able to shed light on the question the court had asked.
Okay. Ms. Underwood, any comments on the discussion?
No comments on the discussion, Your Honor, but as to the potential witness, again, that witness was not provided in any type of exhibit or witness list. So I would just defer to Your Honor on that point.
Yes, and specifically, I had asked about, frankly, the people that were living in the home with the parents. And I believe I recall that was a person in that capacity, but I'm open to listening to whatever presentation for witnesses that we need to hear. One of the other things we talked about as well, frankly, is the time frame that we have. So clearly it's 4:15 right now. We're 15 minutes away from the doors closing and our security guards starting to look for us, frankly, to vacate the building. So my next available date and time for additional testimony would be Friday the 13th. I have an hour at 10. It looks like, Mr. McFarland, you were supposed to be out. Did you tell me you're not?
I am not out, Your Honor, this week.
That's right. Okay, so you would be available potentially Friday morning?
Your Honor, I may have a conflict at 10:45. But I'm just can't confirm. I'm trying to confirm it at this moment. But I may have to, if I'm zooming in, I would have to be done by 10:30.
All right, we could start at 9 or even 8:30 if we need to.
I'm happy to start it at 8:30 just to be safe,
That's
or
fine.
sorry, 9 o'clock to be safe.
The date?
Friday the 13th, this Friday.
I'm available.
I am.
All right, 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Mr. Brooks, would you like to express your preference?
10 o'clock.
Well, I don't want to have to look for more time in the future. So why don't we at least start at 9 on Friday? And that'll give us 2 hours to get through whatever we can get through. I will say I have Monday morning as well at 8:30. So if we need to, we can grab that time frame. But okay, so between now and when we come back on Friday, any comments? Anything we need to?
Would be nice if my client could see his daughter.
I am happy to address that. I have reviewed the document that the court ordered to be produced by a counselor for the child who has met with both parents. Would you like to address argument on that this afternoon, Ms. Thomas?
Your Honor, I believe that Ms. Moore's recommendation speaks for itself, and I'll rely on that. I know that this court has reviewed it. I know that mom was unable to be seen with the child. But we would adopt the recommendations of Ms. Moore at this time.
Mr. Brooks, any further comments?
The report didn't say anything.
Okay, Mr. McFarland?
There's no real allegation of my client having any type of unsafe behavior towards the child. We're asking for parenting time. Court is hesitant to even supervise as long as he gets some parenting time.
Ms. Underwood?
Your Honor, I'm not opposed, I guess, at this point to supervised time. However, as I stated before, the minor child is on vacation with the placement. So she will not be available this week.
That is correct. I do recall signing that. Let's see if I've got the dates in here. 9/8 through 9/14. This would, however, what I could say is that the department is directed to do the FTM and perhaps 2 separate FTMs, one with each parent, if you find that that's appropriate, given the allegations of these dynamics. You can also order mediation if you think that would be of assistance. But I do agree with our guardian ad litem that supervised parenting time would be appropriate for the parents under the circumstances. If the idea is to succeed in identifying the issues in this family and work on reunification, then the bond between the parent and children is obviously paramount. One of the questions that I would also look for the attorneys to help answer is whether or not that parenting time should be together or separately, because obviously the parents have testified that they are now together as a unit, but I know that their dynamics are in question. Let's put it that way. So I would be inclined to order separate visitations for them as a result of that. And then, of course, after the 14th, you'll have to figure out how to implement that. But what are your thoughts on that, Ms. Thomas?
But Your Honor, that would not be Ms. Kelly. That would be our foster care worker, who is Ms. De La Garza. I can definitely make the request that there be a family meeting about a safety plan for supervised parenting time. It's my understanding that the parents are still non-cooperative, and I've also been asked by the foster care agency to request this court order that the department or the agency be permitted to sign on behalf of the child for any services that are needed, whether that's mental health, medical, or anything of the like, given the lack of cooperation from the parents.
So we have another issue there. Mr. Brooks, any comments?
No, Your Honor, there's no comments. Just like this is something that doesn't feel like it's ever going to end.
Mr. McFarland?
I haven't heard any testimony that since this case has been opened, that my client has refused anything that's requested. So until we hear something, I think we should still consult. I can only speak for my client, but my client.
Well, for example, Mr. McFarland, your client didn't show up to do the evaluation with Renee Moore despite making an appointment.
You're right, you're right.
So we haven't established that there's a risk of harm, but that may simply be because we haven't seen her parenting in action, frankly. I think professionally supervised parenting time is the best way to begin looking at that issue, to begin sometime after the family has returned and after a plan has been put in place for that. And as parents should be offered the opportunity to participate in a family team meeting, but if they decline, please simply arrange the professional for once weekly parenting time for each parent until we are able to look at the case again more closely.
Your Honor, I was answering the question about signing for medical. Right, that's what I was responding to.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Underwood? Anything else?
No, Your Honor, I would agree that separate parenting time would be appropriate. And then again, if the parents, I believe one parent testified that they're going to be getting into some type of relationship counseling, and if that were to be the case, that the parties or that the parents would to provide proof of such for the benefit of the child.
Thank you. Part of the reason I am only asking the department to organize once weekly parenting time supervised by a professional is because obviously that's going to be taking up resources. And we have many families that need those resources. And I do have reservations based on Ms. Erica Walker's failure to cooperate with Renee Moore, making those appointments and not showing. I have no interest in asking the family that is taking care of Melanie to set up an opportunity for parenting time and then not have that utilized. So I'll give the parents an opportunity to demonstrate parenting skills and to appear at parenting time. But we'll see you both back again, frankly, before the child is even available. So we'll see you Friday.
Thank you.
I'll issue an order to that effect in the meantime. Any other questions or issues? All prior orders, with the exception of those modifications, will remain in full force and effect.
Is that 9 o'clock, Your Honor, this Friday?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I just request that if anyone intends to call any other additional witnesses or have exhibits that be provided to parties by the end of the workday tomorrow?
Yes, I think that's appropriate.
All right, I guess is that not sufficiently placing on the record
You've
right
seen
now
it. They're
for tomorrow, the one witness?
You and she.
Your Honor, the rules for the witness and exhibit list would also include the contact information of such individual to permit the other parties to contact them and attempt to prepare for trial moving forward.
She'll share that right now in 2 minutes, Your Honor, which will avoid waiting another day.
Your Honor, I prefer this in written form,
I can
as
write it.
we've exchanged and filed witness and exhibit lists, and we expect the same courtesy in return.
I'll have her write her name down and I'll give it to them before we leave.
Mr. McFarland, we did have an order for witnesses and exhibits that were supposed to be filed.
I agree, Your Honor, but it wasn't until the court was inquiring in our last breakout that I then asked that question as asked by the court and came up with a witness.
Mr. McFarland, I don't think it's a far stretch of the imagination that during an adjudication trial, I would want to hear from witnesses that have seen the parents parenting.
Sure.
So I can't imagine that this is a surprise question to you. So I will ask you to produce the witness in writing to Ms. Thomas in the proper format by tomorrow.
Other than rebuttal witnesses, may I assume the prosecution's case is closed?
No, Your Honor, I would still need to call Ms. Kelly.
Call
The investigator. Anything from you, Ms. Underwood?
No, I have no potential witnesses.
Anything else before I close the record?
Yeah.